It is time for the second weekly report on the miracle of Retatrutide and Carnivore combined. Our new tradition where I go to the top of a mountain and I tell you how it's been. So it looks like I'm actually a hyper responder, so I'm responding to this better than literally anyone on the internet. I am possibly like the best respondent to Retatrutide in the world because I'm doing 1 milligram, which is 1/12 of the largest dose. And it's been 14 days and I feel energetic and it's fantastic and I feel great all the time. And I've lost, drum rolls please, I've lost 1 pound a day. I've lost 14 pounds in 14 days. So it's been just fantastic. The fact that like I haven't been losing energy and Carnivore being able to resupply my needs for protein and for micronutrients like B12 and so on, it's fantastic. I've been eating mostly fish and organs and beef, and I probably intend to continue to do that. I don't want to change a miracle as it is being cast. A friend of mine was asking, are you doing any other like peptides, TRT or whatever? And I'm like, no, I don't want to interrupt a miracle as it is being cast, right? And before you die of envy of me, because like I'm so lucky that 1 milligram is doing all that to me, I'm a non-responder to Ozempic on the scale. So I've taken Ozempic for 12 months and I gained 2 pounds. So before you think that it's gonna be great, it took me 12 months of doing that and then 12 months of like giving up and not doing anything to finally try something that actually worked for me. And now I'm lucky, but I'm lucky 2 years later, not 2 years earlier. In any event, my mood is fantastic. For the second time I've come up the mountain with a bike, which I never predicted or imagined that I would do. Who knows, maybe next time I'll go to a different mountain just for kicks. So here's what it feels like. It feels like my capacity to mobilize energy has been like completely changed. And the way that manifests is in like, it's as if, like this bike is a pedal assist. And the way Retatrutide feels is basically that I'm being pedal assisted in life. Like everything is less taxing and draining than it was before. Standing up, walking, deciding to go out, deciding to go up a mountain, etc. All those things take like the same level of reflection they used to take when I was 19, which is 20 years ago, instead of how much they were taking now that I'm 39, where I had much less energy. So I have a couple hypotheses, right? One is like there's been more glycation in my brain because I've consumed carbs for a whole lifetime worth of carbs, and therefore my brain is just like less able to initiate behavior. The more likely scenario is that to some extent like my metabolism changes how my mitochondria function, and now the glucagon is inciting something that basically opens the gates to processing ATP and then makes my mitochondria function much better. So that's my hypothesis for why this has been like truly phenomenal. For me, it is the best ADHD drug I ever took. It's making me lose a pound a week, and it gave me motivation, lust for life, and drive and grit and all that. On the side effects, it remains more or less like Ozempic but less. So I still have some what do you call it? Like reflux like thing when it hurts. But I drink these things like that's all I drink, so you're not gonna get as bad a side effect as I do because you're not gonna be drinking energy drinks all day, which I've done since forever, not just now. What else? Food, as I said, fish, organs, beef, a little bit of chicken here and there. I bought a duck, I haven't eaten it yet. I've probably been eating about 1 pound of animals a day. Some days a little less, some days a little more. I don't think I've made it to 2 pounds yet. It's just not easy, not possible. But I'm doing everything I can to like maintain my strength. So doing like a tiny amount of strength training And because I have all this infinite energy, I've been biking like a maniac. Like I'm not saying that like I decided that I was gonna bike and like change my life and whatever. Like all that bullshit that people say, oh, if you just had more discipline and you ate less or whatever. Yeah, those people are retarded, and they deserve every piece of shun and humiliation you can possibly give them. Please give them some for me. In any event, so it's not that I decided to do that, it's the Reta caused the glucagon caused the energy caused me to do that. So it's not that I, like the motivation was caused directly by the substance combined with carnivore. And there's literally no other way that this would have happened. I know because I tried for 28 months to be carnivore. Now, a note to the retarded and stupid people on the internet who believe in like souls and who believe that like everything is a matter of discipline and motivation. That's completely insane. Have you heard of Tarare? So Tarare was the hungriest man in history. He was born with like an insane voracious appetite. He ate a couple people. He ate a baby, and he ate literally everything he could find. He would fight dogs to like eat trash and so on. And he could eat like a meal for 12 people in one sitting. And he was like 110 pounds or something. So Tarare obviously had some sort of problem in his metabolism and in the way that his body developed. So his body was actually mostly like stomach and intestines when he died. They found it out. And Tarare is just an example of like how we are literally made of biology. Like we're actually apes, right? Like this is an ape system. I'm a biological anthropologist, so I have some authority on what exactly humans are, right? Like these are the teeth of an ape. This is the facial shape of an ape. This is what the skull of an ape looks like. We're just apes with big brains. But those big brains make us confuse things, and they make us think that somehow motivation comes from like this spiritual entity soul where you have a reservoir of motivation and will that you can drain any amount from as if you had an infinite supply of motivation and will. That makes absolutely no sense, and it's totally insane. Here's the reality, right? Like we have brains. In our brains, there's a frontal lobe, there's a dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. The dorsolateral prefrontal cortex organizes our behavior through time. It's like a conductor of an orchestra, but instead of coordinating the instruments, it is coordinating how we behave through time. Persistent effort for people with ADHD or people who had toxoplasmosis, both of which are true of me, is impossible for most people. No, not for most people who have these conditions, because their dorsolateral prefrontal cortex just doesn't activate electricity often and frequently enough and in the correct way and in a coordinated sufficiently much fashion to keep persistent behavior over time. So even though we can do shit for like a week or maybe two, we can't do shit for months or weeks or years or even longer. So the idea that like discipline lives in some sort of ethereal realm and that, like Jesus is gonna help you get some. I mean, Jesus can help a little bit. It's like a software advance, but if you don't have the hardware for it, then you're just not gonna do it, right? Like if you remove someone's frontal lobe, they're just not gonna behave well. And I have like a partially removed frontal lobe from childhood, from having toxoplasmosis, and it was already a dysfunctional frontal lobe from ADHD to begin with. It's the same thing for everyone, right? So humans are on a curve, and some people have more discipline and more grit and more whatever, and some people have less, right? So for example, Elon Musk can like reliably work for 120 hours a week for like 20 years in a row. The vast majority of people can't even work like 8 hours a day. That much per day. So yeah, it's totally insane. Like some people can work 140 hours, and some people just can't. And that's just the distribution of human biological characteristics. Again, we are literally apes. Like we're not like kind of like an ape. We're not like the evolution or the different descendant of an ape with like a spiritual soul or whatever. No, we're literally actually apes, right? Like, that's us. We just have like slightly bigger brains and we have the capacity of making unusual sounds that we interpret with some complicated meaning. In any event, all of that to say, Retatrutide plus Carnivore for me has been a miracle. Don't expect the same amazing, insane, totally crazy results that I've had with 1 milligram because, for most people, you won't even have those results with like 12. It's just like I'm a hyper respondent. That's just how my biology responds to it. And for you, like maybe something else would not work, but that will work, or vice versa. That's it. It's a miracle. I am unimaginably happy. and let's keep it going. I can't say enough good things about it. It's been like the thing that most gave me hope in the last 10 years, like by a wide margin. I've made GPT calculate the asymptotic reduction in weight loss based off the phase 3 trials of the Retatrutide papers to estimate, how long am I going to take to like get to different kinds of weights. And yeah, I'm probably on my way to going back to being like 88 kilos. If I were like the average person in the trial, I'm obviously not. I'm male, so I may lose a little bit faster. And I'm carnivore, so that's going to be like a massive game changer. It makes all the difference in the world. So I'm probably going to be able to go back to maybe 85 kilos, maybe even 82. 80 would be like insane, and less than 80 I'm not even sure I want it, because it sounds like I would basically be like I would basically have like no fat at all, and fat is an organ, and fat does a lot of good things for us in our metabolism and so on, so I don't want that to happen. But yeah, it's probably going to take me about a year to get there, and it's going to be fantastic, and I look forward to the year, and I look forward to literally every day now. Yeah, I love everyone. It's fantastic. I can't believe that like 3 milligrams of this thing have done all this to me, and only 2 really, because like I took my shot an hour ago. So yeah, that like all of this report is from 2 milligrams of a substance that like some people need 12 of. Like all of this happened because I took 2. So yeah, I definitely would fly to China to get some of this, and I'm gonna buy the lyophilized powder to make sure that I have a stash in case the government continues to crack down on it. It looks like Amazon already banned the sale of bacteriostatic water. So, you do you, but I'm gonna get a stash for me that like would last 3 years, just in case the government decides to crack down on it. I don't think they can. It's just, it's one of those things like Napster Music, LimeWire, videos, and jaywalking. It's like you can't stop people from doing it. There's just too many millions of people that are going to do it. The market is just enormous and large, and eventually Eli Lilly is going to patent it, and everybody is going to be on it, and it's going to be great. So it's been fantastic. I couldn't be happier. It's awesome. Let's go, Dr. Diego. Cheers. Over and out.